What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Week 9 preview here on Fourth and Wrong. I'm Tyler. That's Chris. Are you drinking Fireball again, Chris?
I am.
Ooh.
Let's have a night.
What you cracking open there?
I'm glad you asked. It is a Vienna lager. It's Georgia Tech themed. It's pretty good, actually. It's actually really good.
Okay. Shout out Georgia Tech against Virginia Tech this week.
Yeah.
A big
this is, for those of you that don't know, here's the deal. We're a little tired. We're a little wired. A lot of stuff going on. Tyler keeps losing weight.
No. Do I?
I don't know. Your face looks pretty skinny.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. We have decided what we're doing on this specific episode is No Research Thursday, Wednesday. There we go. Moving the same back down. Yeah, no research on this week's games. Maybe that's for the best. Like,
there ain't one thing in my life that I've ever failed at, Tyler. Never.
Let's go.
Being likable.
Week 9. Let's just jump into the slate.
Hold on. We got some stuff to talk about.
Board's open, baby.
Yeah, board's open. You guys talk to us about everything. I won't use a koozie because it's at home in South Carolina. Did you hear the news of our old employer, Tyler?
No.
I want to take a poll from the audience, and I'm being dead serious. We don't need to necessarily rebrand again. However, they got bought again.
Did they really?
Yeah. They have. They just continue to be like the fucking Ben Simmons of sports media. They sold for $30 million this time.
Wow.
Yeah. So we should just take back our name and do College Football Uncensored.
Yeah, because we didn't sign any agreements with the new company.
That's actually true, right? I like it. Well, we'll figure it out. You guys tell us what we should do. What else happened today? I feel like there was something else that happened. Oh, dude, Texas fans have been pretty big bitches about this whole loss to Georgia. That's been going on with social media.
What is their biggest gripe?
Like, they want Georgia still. It was a close game. They barely lost the second half. Like, because it was 23-0 at half. They had 38 total yards. It's the least amount of yards they've had in a first half in 20 years. Like, the game was over.
Close game, though.
Yeah, close game. One of your fans actually ate the poop.
I think we might beat Miami this week.
You guys better. He ate. That was real, I think.
What a life that guy's lived over the last 2 months. I mean,
guy
probably a relative unknown, going about his day. He probably had like sub 100 followers, like a bunch of his buddies. He's like, I'm gonna eat dog shit if we lose to Boston College. And here we are 2 months later. He fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah,
being talked about across sports media. And then his first surface back is him eating dog shit out of a red Solo cup.
That wasn't him, though. It was someone else taking him on for the team, wasn't it?
I don't think that breaks the curse then. We now, I think we lose to Miami this weekend.
Only now. Yeah, that's like my favorite part is like Danny Cannell's been like, oh, I'm keeping receipts. And it's like, hey, Danny, love you, bud. But like
receipts for like 2029.
Right. You guys have fans trying to eat dog shit and then post about it to break a curse of going 1-6 right now.
Are we going with Navy over Notre Dame here? What's going on?
Is that this weekend?
No, Navy Notre Dame at Navy. Navy's plus 12.5 at home.
It's at Navy?
It's at Navy. Well, it's at MetLife Stadium. Sorry.
God damn it. Dude, Army Notre Dame is going to be a good game.
Army Navy's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah. How about those Kennesaw State Owls right now? Up 14-7 on Liberty.
Yep. Could have been doing a live pod from there had you just said let's do it.
Yeah, I did say that though.
You took my screenshot and posted it out on your Twitter of me texting you saying we should go to the Kennesaw State game, and you said no. And then I said, okay. And then you said LOL.
Don't gaslight me and our audience into this. That is not how that happened. You don't send me. Actually, you do send me. Boom. We have a very special guest tonight. AJ and Big Justice are here. Did you see the video somebody posted the day of him? And it was like, Dad, I got to talk to you about something. And it was like, I think Big Justice might be Big Miss Justice. And it's like a serious talk. It was a comedian making a joke.
Okay.
And he's like, hold on, let me get the camera. Let me get the camera. It's like, you imagine ever trying to have a serious conversation with that guy as your dad? Okay, there is a good slate of games this weekend. Let's send out some tweets. Let's get some people in here. And let's talk about it. Completely unprepared, which might be when we're at our best work. Okay,
so let's start with, I know you might laugh at this, but I actually think this is a fun game, especially for a Friday. Boise State UNLV.
Oh, UNLV is a fun team to watch. I like Barry Odom in general. Also, Jalen Catalon playing safety.
Boise State is 3.5-point favorite at UNLV in Vegas. Both teams, one loss. Obviously, Ashton GT. Love that guy. That game will be fun to watch. Syracuse Pitt actually tomorrow night should be good. Syracuse is 5-1. Pitt is undefeated. Your boy Eli Holstein, quarterback of Pittsburgh.
They're undefeated.
They are undefeated, ranked number 19 in the country.
Okay.
So a couple like sneaky fun Thursday, Friday games. But yeah, you're right. The Saturday slate is loaded. You got at noon, you've got number 12 Notre Dame at number 24 Navy, which I think is a fun game. I might go Navy money line. I might just ride the train.
Come on, ride that train.
We know Notre Dame is not above losing to just random G5 teams.
No, they're not. Also, Navy's good. They're not as good as Army, but they're good. Dude, there's three. Why is no one talking about how great this slate is? There are three ranked matchups in the SEC alone.
Yep. Yeah, you've got Missouri, Alabama.
Yeah.
Alabama 17-point favorite in that one.
It's up to 17.
You took the 17?
I took it at 8.5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's probably smart.
It was 8.5 this summer. It opened at 13.5. I will tell you this right now. Let's start with Bama, Tyler.
Well, I guess they only lost once, but Missouri, I don't even know. Even though they're 6-1, I don't think they should be ranked.
I disagree with that because they are 6-1 and they beat Auburn last week.
Auburn has 2 wins.
It's basketball season. Yeah, I am so fucking tired of Auburn fans. Besides Allie,
Courtney, I moved on to basketball season on Labor Day, and I got to be honest. I think Florida State might have one of the worst teams in the ACC this year, so that should be fun.
What happened?
Dude, our coach is like legitimately. I know the way. If you look at him, he doesn't look this old, but he is in his 70s, and he just. NIL is not his deal. This is the last year on his contract. We weren't going to fire him early because he's done a lot of good things. So, but yeah, moved on to basketball season.
Didn't you make a Final Four or like come Elite Eight?
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, 2020.
COVID year when they canceled the tournament, we made a banner for it. Won the ACC regular season, and it was probably the best team, like close to the best team in school history. And that sucked that they didn't get a chance, but
yeah.
But yeah, so Missouri, Alabama. I mean, I just don't think Missouri. I'm not impressed with their offense at all. I don't think this is an offense that's gonna give Bama, even though they're struggling on defense, trouble.
Hold on, Bama's not struggling on defense.
Well, comparatively.
So what?
The past.
Fuck off, Tyler. We don't talk about the past on this podcast.
Dude,
what if
there's a guy being wide open against the DBs, wide open, and only in half the games is there a quarterback that can actually hit the pass.
Okay, that's also fair. What if, like, without telling anyone, we just did this episode as like a throwback, and it's like, all right, listen, this week, this Thursday or this Saturday, Florida State #1 facing Wake Forest, and it was just like we're just only talking about 2014 games.
That'd be sick. and just the whole season.
That was a good season.
And
2014
then,
is.
and when we do the preview pod, we just predict the scores exactly as they were.
They went perfect for the weekend. What? You just have people calling in the hotline like, "You fucking idiot! She's in the wrong year." All right, hold on.
Jalen Ramsey hasn't been on Florida State in a decade. You predicted him to have a pick six against Wake Forest, and he did.
I'm telling you right now. By the way, Jameis might get a start this week.
Jameis is getting a start this week. He was named starter today.
By the way, Jameis is getting a start this week.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
I'm telling you first.
Your boy
right, hold on.
Jerry Judy's now the number one there after your other boy Amari Cooper was traded away.
Jerry Judy's in Cleveland.
Jerry Judy's in Cleveland. He is the number one receiver there now. So best of luck, everybody.
That sucks for him, man. Let's talk about this for a second. I want to talk about the Bama game. Here's the thing. Missouri. I don't care how this sounds.
Oh God.
Bama is. There's not a game left on the schedule I feel more confident in them winning besides Mercer than this weekend. I know Missouri's ranked. I think they're a good team. They do some things well. Bama's going to win this game by 20 points.
You think so?
I fully believe it. They're too talented to have this thing continue on. But also, Tyler, what? Okay. Who is texting? Here's the thing. Why have you seen any of the stuff that's going on with our players?
Like liking tweets or
no, like Ryan Williams painting his fingernails orange.
Well, we did, people, I don't know that we necessarily did, but a lot of people gave Caleb Williams shit for that. Are we going to start giving Ryan Williams shit for that? Are they brothers? We don't know.
Caleb Williams didn't do it the colors of a team you just lost to a day later.
He did orange?
He did them orange.
Did he lose a bet?
I doubt it. He should
weird.
say that he did. For
Did
sure.
The jump.
They asked that in the presser and they were like, what was up with that? Like, you have a comment on that? And he was like, I think we're coaching everything that happens on the field. That's all I'm going to say. And everyone's like, what does that fucking mean? I don't like. So
you coached him to do that?
It's not a good answer. Then the other stuff that was said was CJ Dupree was like, yeah, we're serious. We got TNT signs up all over the facility. And TNT means takes no talent. And he's like, so if you miss a play, you get a false start, you get a hold, like you got to go run and touch that sign. And then, oh, is that real? Oh, fuck, Courtney. We all overreacted to that. Yeah, that's tough. Turns out it was his. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's put that up there. That's good to know.
What would you like to see out of Bama? Less penalties, maybe?
Less penalties for sure. I would like to see them commit to the run game and fucking establish the run game. I'd also I would love to see everyone listen, I have joined in on some of the low-hanging fruit social media overreactions. CJ Dupree needs to not be in front of a microphone the rest of the year at all. Just 1,000% needs to not be in front of a fucking microphone. And because he made some comment that was like, he's like, yeah, man, like we're taking this seriously. Like there's no more like, oh, I'm showing up whenever I want to. Like you got to be, being on time is 5-10 minutes early. No more being late. And it's like, what? Why were you being late?
Yeah, right.
I would told someone this yesterday. I remember I was an hour early to every practice my entire college career, except for one time when I set my alarm for 9:30 p.m. instead of 9:30 a.m. I woke up at 10. What?
Classic mistake.
I woke up at 10:43 a.m. Practice started at 10:30. I luckily lived at this facility where we had our baseball field, so I ran across. I was like, this is fucking awful. I remember walking onto the field, and Jason Bennett was down the right field line, and he just has his glove over his face, cracking up. He's like, "Coach is about to fucking murder you." Never been late in my life.
Classic Jason Bennett.
What's that?
Classic Jason Bennett, that guy. Just cracks me up.
Calciano looks at me and he goes, our coach, and he goes, Marler, get your fucking ass on the track. He was like, I'm going to run you until your dick is in the ground. And I was like, and he's like, you run until I'm tired. Now keep in mind, Tyler, I was in great shape at that time.
That's a good line.
I was a really good runner. He made me run 38 foul poles, like from one foul pole to the other, 38.
Ouch.
It was awful. I was never late again. That's the whole point. Like, I can't imagine just like showing up whenever the fuck you want to. So I would like some fucking accountability. I would like them to commit to the run game. I'm fine with how the defense played against Tennessee. Here's the thing. I don't care how delusional this sounds because it's probably going to sound delusional, but I'm serious when I say it. Bama's going to beat Missouri. Bama matches up well with LSU because they don't. One of the things LSU is so good at is that they protect their quarterback, but Bama doesn't get to the quarterback. So you seem to be able to be good on the back end. You get a perfect game here with a backup safety that's going to replace Keon Sabb, who played that game with a broken foot. I think that Bama is going to get their shit together offensively because LSU's defense is still not very good. They're 67th in the country in scoring defense or total defense, one of the two. All they have to do is go win the next two games. They're going to win out after that. You get Auburn at home. You get Oklahoma on the road, who sucks, and you get Mercer. Win the next two games, you are making the fucking playoff because you have a win over Georgia. That's it. Go win the fucking next two games and get your ass to the playoff. And then, Tyler, the best part about that is you're not going to go to Atlanta, which means you get to fucking sit home and rest and get healthy for a month before the fucking playoff. And Bama's making the playoff. I'm all in on it. Bama's making the fucking playoff.
So they're beating LSU next week.
Yes, dude. First off, we get a week off for that game too. We've lost them in Death Valley. It's my favorite stat. You hear me say it every year. Bama has lost in Death Valley 6 times in 67 years. They're not losing that game.
Not a bad
that's going to be tough.
Not a bad clip.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bama's got to win that game. Oregon and Illinois, another ranked matchup there. Oregon's ranked favored by 21.5 over Illinois. So I guess that's not really a game that we'd necessarily want to cover, but maybe a test at home for Oregon. How about Texas going on the road to Vandy? Vandy plus 19. Can I get some doors love here?
Dude, Vandy has a less than 10% chance to win this game according to ESPN FPI. I love it. I don't think they're going to win.
Fabio thinks they have a 10% chance.
Him tweeting at God in all capital letters is just fucking incredible. Just incredible.
On God.
I like Vandy to cover in this game for sure.
Yeah, I wonder where Texas should still be locked in because really that because we're in a 12-team playoff now, like that loss really does nothing that bad to their resume to get into the playoff. But I wonder where their heads are going to be at. They come out of last week still first in the country in points per game on defense allowed, first in yards per game, first in yards per play, first in pass yards per play.
In the country?
Yeah, in the country. That's
with your game.
Adjusted, taking out any non FBS opponents. So yeah, they're still really good, and Vandy's going to have to put up a ton on offense. They've obviously been very good, especially in the pass game. They're top 10 in the country in yards per play through the air. 5th in the country on third down conversions. So I don't know, man. I think I like the over in this game. Vandy's defense isn't anything great. So I'll take the over in this game, 53.5, and I'll take Vandy to cover. Good doors.
Texas is
good doors. How about that? They're already 5-2. We bet the over 2.5.
Yep.
Just easy money with the doors every year on the over.
I'd agree with that. Texas is 6-5 under Sark, following a loss. However, they are. It looks like
straight up or against the spread,
huh?
Straight up. Wow.
But they were 1-5. This is in the regular season, and they were 1-5 though in their first. What do you call it? In their first.
I would guess that it is in the regular season, Chris, because if you lose in the postseason, you don't get any more games.
Tyler, that's a very good point. I was also saying that if you lose a bowl game, if you lose right before the bowl game, and you win like they did in year one, no, they didn't go to a bowl in year one under Sark. Either way, I don't know. You know what is kind of fucked is that they ranked Vandy this week and then fucking like they should have ranked Vandy already, and now it's like, all right, you're 25th. Have fun with Texas. Like, don't unrank them after they lose.
I mean, 5-3.
For me, that'd be a big doom.
Double chocolate chunk cookie.
That's pretty good.
All right, Chris. I got one specific team ranked in the top 10.
Okay.
Who should be on upset alert this week.
I love it.
Do you know who that team is, Chris?
LSU?
Penn State.
Who they got? Tell me
On the
more.
road at night in Madison. Wisconsin's looking a lot better the last couple weeks with this new QB. He's settling in after filling in for Tyler Van Dyke. Braden Locke is his name. Camp Randall at night. Penn State. We've said about James Franklin, look, against teams that are not Ohio State and Michigan, he typically does well in these games as far as covering the spread.
Mm-hmm.
That I do not like. But I think Wisconsin's kind of trending 5-2 at night. I think I'm gonna take the Badgers money line against Penn State. Get a top 3 team falling, another undefeated team falling.
Dude, this is a really good slate of games. Also,
really
my
is.
tricep and right arm looks fucking great right now. Like,
It looks powerful.
it does. What's up, guys? Numb to a lot of CFP, but love fourth and wrong. Is that a bunny? Is that a peep? Is that a double? Is that a double?
I think it's
sided
a
dildo?
peace sign.
That is different than what I thought. Then,
Yeah, I see where you're going with that though.
okay. Well, I'm not going to judge anybody. All right, let's hold on. Let's go from the top here. I love what you said about Syracuse and Pitt. That's great. Dude, from an entertainment standpoint, Louisville, Boston College is not bad. I love what you said about Boise State and UNLV. Even if it's a 10:30 start, that fucking blows. We haven't talked about this at all. How about Rutgers USC is starting at 11 p.m.?
Ugh.
God, I miss Adderall. Here's another game we haven't talked about. How about this? How about we do this since we don't have a plan? I'm going to tell you a game, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
You rank it since you're smarter than me. A scale of 1 to 10. Okay.
Yeah.
On what you think the chances. This microphone's not even fucking hooked up. Unbelievable.
Wow.
You rank it on scale of 1 to 10, the chances you think there's an upset. Okay.
Okay.
Nebraska at Ohio State.
2.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now give me a watchability score out of 10.
I would say first half it will be a watchability score of a 7, and then I think Ohio State will pull away in the second half pretty easily, win comfortably.
Okay, same thing. We're gonna do the same game, but we're gonna start with watchability and then go upset because that makes more sense.
Okay.
Navy Notre Dame, same time by the way, 11 o'clock.
Watchability's got to be 8. I think depending on, your thoughts on America, if you're rooting for Notre Dame in this game, I might as well just say, don't ever listen to this podcast again, but please,
Ever.
after you don't listen to it, go back, resubscribe, 5-star review. We'll take you back. But for this game alone, you should unsubscribe.
Yeah. We got our first
watchability's an 8.
3-star.
I think scale of 10, chances of an upset, I'm going to go 6. I think it's pretty high.
I like that. Dude, I'm in for this next game. This is if I had a top 10, this is gonna sound stupid, but I mean it. Like if I had a bucket list game in the ACC to go to, UNC traveling to Virginia this time of year with the foliage, foliage or foliage? I mess that up every time.
Foliage.
So that UNC Virginia, the South's oldest rivalry, Tyler.
Okay.
Georgia fans a little bit upset about that.
Yeah, I could
They play
imagine.
the Deep South. I'm in for that. Oklahoma Ole Miss is at 11 a.m. as well, or at 12. Washington, Indiana. There's
Give me Ole Miss minus 20 in that game.
1,000%. Oklahoma also, by the way, one of the worst offensive lines, if not the worst offensive line in the SEC. Gave up 9 sacks a week ago to South Carolina to 9 different players.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is going off a bye.
Ole Miss's defense, not bad.
And what they do best is get to the quarterback. Okay, 12:45 Arkansas Mississippi State. I'm not really in for that. Let's see here. So yeah, dude, Illinois Oregon not getting any fucking TV time. It's on CBS. Here's another one. BYU at UCF. Give me a watchability and give me an upset scale.
I think watchability is probably going to be like a 7. I mean, BYU at this point, people are wondering, are the Cougars going to lose, Chris? This weekend could be the weekend. You know, those pasty Mormons traveling down to Orlando. Is this game in Orlando? We don't know.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Book of Mormon?
No, I haven't.
That's just like the whole premise of the start of it. You know, it's written by the guys from South Park, and they're talking about these Mormons. He's like, we're going to Orlando. So good.
Yeah,
okay.
UCF's favored in that game. 3-4 UCF favored by 2 over 7-0 BYU.
That's insane.
A little bit.
If I hated myself, which I don't currently,
that's good.
But if we did the hate watch scale, Northwestern and Iowa. Have you watched the game at Northwestern's new field?
No.
It's not bad. It's like it very much feels like, oh my God, my kid is playing soccer and I got to go to his games, but at least it's fun. And at least one parent's going to bring like some sort of like boozy, like Bailey's and coffee. So I'm going to miss the first half of my game, but like, you know, maybe my kid will score or something. Like, you know, that's what it's bad.
But then when Northwestern plays Iowa, not at that stadium, out.
Yeah, out. That's fair.
I'm out. Like, I don't know. You couldn't pay me to watch it.
No. Classic ACC battle between Stanford and Wake Forest. Not going to watch a lick of that. Dude, how about Oklahoma State is at Baylor? We're not going to watch it, but Baylor's a 7-point favorite over Oklahoma State. Okay, let's get into some more good stuff though. Bama, Mizzou. I will be watching that for sure. South Carolina's off this week. Oh wow.
Obviously LSU A&M we haven't talked about yet.
We're gonna talk about that for sure.
Are these two teams the two front running teams in the SEC right now? Are they in the lead?
Yeah, whoever wins is gonna have the whoever wins that game is going to be still undefeated in SEC play and be in the driver's seat to make it to Atlanta. Dude, because LSU has, I know they still have Florida and they still have Oklahoma and they have Bama. But if you win this game, here, let's get into it. If you win this game, you are 4-0 in the conference with 4 conference games left. And here's another part of it too, Tyler. They could lose to Bama. They might not, but they are going to A&M. A&M has won the last 3 games they have played in College Station against LSU.
Really?
By an average of 10 points per game. Remember, 2022, LSU went into College Station with playoff hopes. Because they had beaten Bama, then they beat Arkansas. They had clinched the SEC West. So they still had a playoff thing on the line because they were about to go play in the SEC championship game. And they lost by 15 to a 5-7. They were 4-7 at the time, but a 4-7 A&M team. I think this is
wasn't it?
Was that?
Was that Jimbo's last game?
That was 2022, so no.
Okay, yeah. Kelly's first year was that was there was a year where A&M had no business beating LSU.
That was it.
Okay, I thought that was under Jimbo because I thought
it was. He was there, but I'm saying dude, Kelly took that team after beating Bama on the last play of the game. They went to Arkansas, played a backup quarterback, only won by 3. Then they went to College Station, lost by 15 with playoff hopes on the line. This is a 10 out of 10 watchability game for one. 2. I feel like this is LSU's a 3.5-point underdog in this game right now. I am all over LSU on this one.
I'm looking at 2.5.
Okay, never mind. 2.5.
Yeah, I really don't know what to do with this game. Is Wegman back at QB officially?
Yeah, and he was great the first game against Mizzou. He was like 18 to 22 for 230 yards. But against Mississippi State, he ends up going, I think, for 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown.
Yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this game?
So the main matchup for me is like A&M plays. They're good defensively, right? But the main matchup for me is Nick Scourton, however you say his name, the defensive end, and that defensive line. This is gonna be like the second or third straight game, like where we talk about LSU's offensive line, according to PFF, has not had a starter allow a sack all year. Now they gave up 2 the whole season. They've only allowed 2, both against South Carolina in whatever game in like week 3 or whatever it was. But outside of that, they haven't allowed a sack in 6 of the other 7 games.
Yeah, they have a 1% sack rate given up.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, first in the country, obviously. And
yeah.
And on defense, A&M is 34th in the country in sack percentage on defense, so 8%. So they're not bad at getting to the QB. So that will definitely be a great matchup to look at.
Yeah. I think the other part too is LSU's receivers against A&M's defensive backs. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a really, really good environment. It also feels like I'm wrong about this because I know they've technically played 3 games away from home, but it feels like A&M has not played an away game besides last week.
It does feel like they had a heavy home slate this year.
Yeah.
I think on defense, you can get to Texas A&M through the air. That's probably where, and obviously that's what LSU wants to do. So I might lean towards LSU, but I mean, it's obviously going to be a great atmosphere at night, but that stat that you gave about LSU just going into A&M and not really having a chance the last 3 times they've gone kind of worries me about LSU.
Well, also one of those games is 2020 when they were awful. And then 2018 was the fucking 7 overtime game where they should have won multiple times.
Oh, God.
And they got fucked. That
Jimbo's son was on. I remember that, yeah.
Also, remember that's when the game should have been over. What's up, Grant? What's up, Grant Nations? Where the fuck have you been? It is the game where they pour the Gatorade bath on Coach O in the second overtime. Oof. And then he had to coach the next 5 overtimes just covered in fucking sticky ass Gatorade.
In a loss.
And you know it's already cold. I'll never forget this.
Ugh.
I think I was still doing the SDS pod. And I remember I was in Bama for Bama Auburn to do something with Bud Light. And I remember I was so tired after the game time. I was like, I gotta go to bed. I can't deal with this. And I woke up the next day and Connor was like, let's start with the game of the day. A&M LSU. And I was like, what happened? And he's like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, it was insane. Anyway, I'm taking LSU, man. I'm taking LSU outright. I just still don't believe in this A&M team. I just don't. They've won some games. They beat a Missouri team like a drum that I don't think is good. They barely beat Arkansas. And last week they kind of struggled at times with Mississippi State, who I also don't think is good, even though it's on the road in a weird environment. I think they're going to be up for this game. I think the defense is going to be up for this game. I would take the under no matter what it is. I think it's going to be a little bit ugly, especially early on. But, dude, give me LSU.
Okay. Underdog.
Yeah.
So you're underdog of the week, even though it's the tightest spread. So I would kind of say that you're being a P word there, but is that your underdog pick of the week?
Bitch?
Yeah, it did.
We need to have segments like this. This is what we should do for the whole show from now on. All right, our bitch of the week, our bitch pick of the week. Big bitch energy.
I will be happy to tune into LSU A&M at 7:30, so I don't have to watch Miami just destroy Florida State.
How do you feel about that?
I hate it. I hate everything about it. I can't watch it. I hate Miami so much. I can't watch that game.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in on the Duke game. I watched that game. It was terrible. But I can't watch Miami just shove our faces into the dirt.
Into the poop. Can I, speaking of that game. By the way, Kansas. Remember when Kansas was ranked to start the year?
2-5.
2-5.
Remember when Florida State was ranked to start the year? 1-6.
All right, so here's a weird game for you. I will tell you this: I will be pulling for Colorado over Cincy in a major way. And then the other thing is Duke. What this is maybe the what does Vegas know that we don't game of the week? Duke at home, mind you, 6-1
Mm-hmm.
against SMU, who's also 6-1. Duke has one loss. It was at Georgia Tech. A reminder, they are at home in this game. They have not been very convincing in their wins. Beat y'all by 7.
I can tell you because I watched them on Friday. They're awful.
Duke is?
Yeah.
They're an 11.5 point home underdog against SMU.
Yeah. I think I'm on SMU there.
Really?
Yeah. Duke is not good.
Okay.
You saw the stat, or maybe you didn't. Maybe we talked about it on the pod. Florida State literally could have punted on every play that they had and still won the game. Because Duke had a pick 6. They scored everything off of turnovers and having a very short field.
What's that like?
I don't know what that's like. I would love to know.
Me neither.
No, I like SMU in that game.
All right, can I give you my
not exactly menacing.
No. Can I give you how about Michigan State's this weekend?
Always weird.
And they're both 4-3. It's at home for Michigan. Feels like a good spot to take a Michigan money line here because they're only a 3.5 point pick. But I'm going to give you one. I'm going to hate myself for it, Tyler, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Kentucky Auburn.
Oh,
I know.
Be
Auburn is a 2.5 point underdog, and I want to take them to win outright because Kentucky is not any good. They're just not any good.
Like we've gone through the ringer with Kentucky this year. Like they were just straight up terrible to start the year.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked decent against Georgia. Then they outright beat Ole Miss. And now they just suck again. I don't know. I wouldn't touch Kentucky. I mean, again with Auburn, like just stop turning the ball over once, maybe.
That's it.
Not a big ass.
Hugh Freeze came out today and said, I've made the decision. I got to just start being me.
Preach, brother.
I got to coach these boys hard, which I wanted to make fun of so badly. But at the same time, Alabama is making the same dumbass statements of like, we got to get back to this. And it's like, why did you veer away from it, do you think? Here's the thing with Auburn. I'll give you a stat. Auburn is, since 2022, so in the last two and a half years, they are 3-9 away from home. Their only 3 wins are against teams with losing records. One team was 6-7. That was a Cal win by 4 points. Another was Vandy, who was
couldn't quite get it done with Cal this year, though.
That's very true. The other was Vandy, who was 2-10. And the other was Arkansas, who was 4-8.
Okay.
So not exactly murderer's row of good competition. In the 9 losses they've had, 7 of the 9 were by double digits. Okay. So, and all 9 were by an average of 18 points per game. That's on the road. Here's the thing. Kentucky is awful. Like they're awful.
Their offense is terrible to watch. I mean,
so bad.
Look, Auburn's offense is 103rd in the country in scoring offense, and Kentucky's is 106th. So this is going to be totals 43.5. Like Kroger Field at night, dude. You don't just go in there and score points.
The under does sound good.
Neither team.
Remember Adrian Childs, by the way, who was supposed to be really good
for Michigan State?
Yeah.
5
touchdowns,
so good,
6 touchdowns, 9 interceptions on the season. It's the quarterback. It's not the offensive line, Grant, for sure. That's all I got. Is there a pick of the week you've got or anything like that? Otherwise, I mean, like this is a really good slate of games.
I'm gonna go Navy. Navy plus 12.5. I
Okay.
like Navy this weekend. Notre
I'm gonna
Dame
take
doesn't know what's
Auburn.
gonna hit them. All right, you stick with the Tigers.
Oof.
I wasn't
All right.
known you to be an Auburn lover.
Who knows?
All right, well, you guys know the line. If you don't, let me put it on the screen real quick.
Hit that line.
It's not the right one. Angry Fans
There it is.
770-674-8233 is the number for the game day hotline. A lot of you guys have big games this weekend yet again, so give us a call, 770-674-8233. For Chris, I'm Tyler. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck this weekend, everybody.